And then we got to do the watch party. All right. Okay. Let's see. Are we on? I never know. I think we're on. Let's check it out. This delay thing does not work for me. Hold on. All right, everybody, we're going to do our watch parties. All right, welcome everybody. We're just getting everything set up here to get started on our episode 4 of our Andre Group Quarantine series. We're so excited for this series because we are bringing guests to all of you who, normally you wouldn't have access to at home, trying to bring information to you, not only on real estate and mortgages, but also on health and wellness. And today, interior design. We're going to have somebody on in a couple of weeks talking about DIY. We're hopefully going to have somebody on talking about the future of sports. We're just trying to bring you a lot of information to get you through this quarantine. And as things start to open up with the stay at home, and you get back into real life, hopefully you can take these tips and use them going forward. Today, we're so excited to welcome our guest, Nike Demacopoulos from Gold Coast Interiors. Nikki is a fantastic interior designer. She has not only done homes all over Chicago, all around the country, but she's also done some of your favorite hot spots around Chicagoland. And I think other places, right, Nikki? I think you've done some restaurants and clubs in maybe even other countries, but she's amazing. She's very well known around Chicago and beyond. And she's probably going to kill me for saying this, but I don't know how many of you have seen My Big Fat Greek Wedding, but Nikki's cousin wrote it, and actually she is who the character cousin Nikki is kind of modeled after. Sorry, Nikki, had to say it. Think it's the coolest thing ever.
I love it.
So anyways, without further... So Nikki's going to talk to us today about some easy ways you can redesign your home while you're home, and picking at the scabs that you have at your home and saying, I need a change. So she's going to talk to us about today's trends, about, some easy ways to redesign your home. And we actually added something amazing today where you can take Nikki's tips and tricks. And if you remodel a room in your house or a part of your house and send us a before and after picture by the end of the month, by Friday, May 29th, you will be entered into a chance to win a $500 gift card, Visa gift card, to use to redesign another room. 2 hours of Nikki's precious design consultation time for any room in your house, and also access to the amazing discounts she has, trade discounts with select merchants and vendors. So it's a way that we want to get you all involved in using the tips and tricks that you have and taking charge, pretending you're an HGTV or Bravo star for a day or a couple of weeks. And we'll share your before and afters, and Nikki will be the judge of that contest. So without further ado, I am going to pass the torch to Nikki and let her get started.
Well, thank you, Stephanie, for the introduction. I'm so excited to be on today. First and foremost, thanks to the Andre Group for asking me and hosting me on this today. It's super exciting. So much has been going on in the world the last few months.
I think we've lost Nikki.
And then we're going to get into some fun things about trends and what's happening in the design world today. So I put together a little presentation, and I'm going to go ahead and share that now. Okay. Okay, can everybody see what? Steph, is that good?
Yep, we're good. Yep, you are on with your presentation.
Awesome. Okay, so how COVID-19 is changing our home environment. As we isolate in our homes, we've become increasingly aware of how our interior spaces have affected our mood, our ability to work, and our physical comfort. Here are some of the ways I believe interior design practices will change as a result of today's quarantine culture. Being apart has brought us all a little closer, and we all know that into our families, that we have been living within our four walls of our homes, and in recognizing that we will be changing a lot of things for our comfort. Patty, can you turn your volume down? Okay. While we continue to conduct our regular home behaviors, our homes are also becoming an electronic hubs of teleconferencing and social media interaction with popular apps such as Zoom, Microsoft Teams, WebEx, WhatsApp, Instagram, Netflix, and Facebook, to name a few. Social distancing shall also be seen in the context of our behavior as privacy and personal space. So we've combined our virtual and physical environments. Oops, sorry guys, there we go. Currently there are primarily physical environments and virtual spaces. Video conferencing is making people more aware of how they are perceived, and spaces in the future will be designed with that in mind. And you'll see during the presentation, we'll elaborate a little bit more into all of these categories. Public spaces will include universal clues for comfortable social barriers. The personal bubble will continue or will start to increase. Public interior spaces will include universal cues to assist in creating comfortable social barriers without being distracting, obvious, or non-approachable. Products will be further apart. People will not have to crowd together in order to see something. Space planning, circulation, and programming will include physical distance measures. Amenity spaces in condominium or apartment buildings will be designed to allow groups to separate from each other. The way in which we look at comfort zones in social environments will begin to expand, creating a visual shift in how our interiors function. The influence of mental and physical health in design will increase tenfold. The importance of interior design and mental and physical health will become more prevalent than ever. Designers will need to consider how we can assist in mental health through interior environments, using lighting, materials, sound, and acoustics. In homes, spaces will become more flexible. We will have to consider what elements of design we can use to protect the public health, including materials, distancing, physical separation or proximity, and interaction with object. As the connected economy acclimatizes, offices and residents will no longer be an afterthought. Residents will no longer have home offices, but an office at home. Significant reconsideration of how we can create a beautiful, functional office at home will be designed and set up to accommodate full-time satellite workplaces. This may be challenging in smaller spaces where the office is often just a desk in the corner. Okay, so now we're going to get into new design trends of 2020. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to talk a little bit about what is going on in the design world. Stephanie, do you have any questions at this point, or should I continue?
No questions just yet. I will stop you if we have any questions. Thank you,
Awesome.
Nikki.
Okay, so the new design trends for 2020 are vintage accents, and what goes around comes around, as we say, especially when it comes to home decor trends. One thing we started to see is a little bit more now to the vintage and traditional detailing. things like a spooled leg, spindles, and other things we saw in furniture from the 18 and the early 1900s. So that being said, expect to see vintage everywhere. This time around, we are incorporating just one or two statement pieces in our design world. The navy blue and dusty green. Well, navy blue is the color of the year. It has been the 2020 Pantone color of the year, is actually called classic blue, which means that you can expect to see it in one of more places all over the place. Fortunately, it's totally versatile and it's very sophisticated. So you can always look upon Ralph Lauren, love the royal blue. It also provides a lot of contrast for all different types of interiors. You can use it both traditionally, contemporary, and in modern homes, traditional homes, shabby chic, whatever your look is, the blue is very universal. Whether it's a kitchen island as an accent piece, or you can use it as throw pillows, artwork, dark navy blue walls. And we'll talk about that a little bit further as we go. Floral wallpaper. If you thought you didn't like floral, you better start loving it because it is the hottest new trend. It is floral to be all around use. They have larger scales. It will be continue to be used mostly and primarily in foyers and or powder rooms, which will make more of a statement in enclosed spaces versus your living rooms, family rooms. It's a little bit more, and master bedrooms would be also a terrific place for it to be incorporated. It's a good choice. If you're not that willing to go that extra step, you can always do, you know, what they call the stick-on options, and you can buy those and just play around with your walls. High contrast decor, very, very popular today. They are currently extremely daring, most of my clients that are painting either their ceilings, a very dark color, perhaps blue, black, charcoal, and with lighter walls in the surround, which is an amazing, amazing look. And you can take it, it's a timeless look because I believe that it will give you that contrast that everyone is so tired of, the monochromatic look. For a long time, it's always been white, white, and white. So now we are looking to see it as an example of, if you don't want to paint it, you can always use it in furniture or accent pieces, upholstery, pillows, but always make sure you have something that has a very dramatic look. And especially if there's something that enhances even the darker look, like hardware. We're going to talk about how hardware is the jewelry of all furniture pieces that can be in multiple finishes, from the hottest thing being brass at this point. Non-white kitchens. I'm sure I'm going to get bombarded by a lot of interesting questions about what's in and what's not. So all the white kitchens was the trend forever, and it is the 2020 will predict that there will be a shift in this, and that will go beyond that. And you'll see images as we go through the presentation that people are definitely adding color into their kitchens. And they are doing it with either an island or with a China hutch, refrigerator wall, whatever the layout is, people are definitely bringing in some contrast. The next, which brings us to the next, which is the color pop cabinets. People are, if you really want to leave the all white kitchen behind, you can opt in coloring your cabinets if you have solid wood or wood versus a laminate. You know that you can always paint them or refinish them into any color of Benjamin Moore or Sherwin-Williams when you hire the right professional. You know, it always looks so easy on HGTV, And some of you are probably a little bit more talented than others, but I wouldn't approach it without first and foremost inquiring with your designer or professional. So that being said, you can always do a pop of color with red, green, orange, blues, whatever your little heart desires. Patina is patina accents, one of the emerging design trends and appreciation of patina and age is that the most beautiful pieces that patina are the bronze pieces. As you can see, I actually have one right behind me. And with time, it just gives it an age of beauty. So that being said, go for anything that you have. You probably have pieces laying around your house that you didn't even realize that were bronze pieces, that patina, and you go, oh, it's not right. Let it go to its natural beauty and let it turn colors. Also,
really quick,
yeah.
For the people that don't know what a patina accent is, can you maybe expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, so it's actually what happens to a solid bronze piece. It actually oxidizes with time and it turns colors of aqua greens and blues. Sometimes it goes into bronze, a little bit darker bronzes. So those are the more natural colors of where you go back to the dusty green, which is a hot new color as far as accenting. And combination of the patina colors fall into the olive trees, bringing interior greenery into your home and bringing in all those soft, dusty greens, as I had mentioned earlier. It is very, very soothing. And as you'll notice, most spas are designed within those colors because they are very, very soothing. Did I answer your question, Stephanie?
You did. Thank you very much. I was
Great.
one of the
My
people
pleasure.
that did not know what that was, so thank you.
Back to the olive trees. Bring a fig tree, a palm tree, anything that has greenery will always warm up a room and fill a great space. Antique art. Make 2020 the year you start collecting some beautiful antique pieces. It's great to interact that with modern. It is traditional, is always key for antique art. And you can always add to your collection. Artwork can be incorporated in many different aspects. It's definitely a personal feel, and it is always a conversation piece when you have art entertaining. While that being said, people are always afraid to put art in their kitchen. It always feels like they need to put apples, oranges, fried eggs, bacon, whatever the thing is. When you're traveling, I always suggest pick up a piece of artwork that is a conversation piece that you can bring home and put it in your kitchen. Make it a focal point and not make it just so stereotyped like everybody wants us to have it. Curved sofas, my favorite. It is the hot new decor that will transport you back to another decade. That being said, we'll see some of the 60s and 70s throwbacks with a modern twist and focus on line and curve. Makes every piece of furniture look sexy, makes the room look sexy, and it incorporates a lot of conversation in the room. Most of our pieces today are covered with cozy fabrics. Cozy fabrics could go from a luxe grand velvet to a shearling to an imperfect leather, a soft textured mohair. Very, very comfortable. Being that we have been enclosed with our homes, the most important question, or most popular question, I should say, is, how do we make our homes a little bit more comfortable in the stay at home? And I have had clients ask me this for the last few weeks. Make sure that when the lockdown is open, we need to incorporate a little bit more comfort. because people are now staying home. Brass accents. The brass accents I cannot tell you how exciting. It's been around forever. I'm sure people have brass pieces all over their homes. If you have an older home, you probably have a vanity that has a sink that has brass faucets. Polish them up, live it up, sconces, accent pieces. As you'll see behind me, I have beautiful gold accents. Mix it with your silvers, mix it with your bronzes, make it a statement. It's the hottest new look. And then there's the statement tiles. People are afraid to put color or thinking it's a permanent feel on the floor. Go for it. Do your powder rooms with patterns. Mosaics are a little bit on the out, and I wouldn't be doing that as much. As more of, if you go onto a lot of the new powder room designs, foyer designs, because people want more of a wood feel in their home. I'm doing a lot of the statement tiles in foyers and powder rooms and master bathrooms. So keep that in mind. So that being the perspective of the new design trends of 2020, I'll take a pause if anyone has any questions before we proceed.
Anybody have any questions about anything? Yeah, so far, so let's see. I have one from Victoria, who's one of my clients in Barrington. She says, I have many hallways, tables, credenzas, and cabinets with nothing on top of them. I feel like it looks cluttered. Where should I start?
As far as accessorizing them? I'm
Yes.
sorry, what is the exact question?
So she's got hallway tables and credenzas and cabinets, and she doesn't have anything on them because I think she's saying she's afraid because it's looking that it will look cluttered. So how should she start with selecting, pieces that will be a statement without looking cluttered? I think that's what she was asking.
First and foremost, I would walk the home and see what you have already that you feel like it's been hidden and not an accent piece. Pull out, walk your home. First thing people need to do is walk the home because you have no idea what you've collected over the years. My theory is always have an accent piece of an artwork or mirror above, and then group to the right, group to the left, and a lower piece in the middle, which always works as a great balance. It will never look cluttered if you don't do more than 2 to 3 pieces, and it's depending on the height of the accent pieces, which will balance out both sides. You can also add sconces to the wall in order for it to incorporate. Always want to incorporate it as a group. So if you scatter them all the way across, you lost the point. That's why you need to consult with one of us that we will come over and we can incorporate what you have. And if not, then you can always go online and just shop. We'll get to that later into the presentation of where you can get like a little cute onesies that you could fill in some spaces that will make that pop.
Nikki, I love what you said about looking at your own home.
What, Helen?
I love what you said about looking in your own home for items because there's so many, you can walk past things, for years and forget that they're in your home. It's crazy.
And then move it. You can move it into a space that is visual and people go, when did you get that? And you're like, I've had it 20 years. So that's the first thing I always say. Let's do it. Okay, next. So the new paint colors for 2020, going a little bit more into detail, the blue hues, blushing pinks, lush greens, and rich earth tones is where it's all at. Dark is considered the new neutral. People, I'm telling you, go for the dark looks. Dark walls, dark furniture, sexy to the max. When you apply that with gold accents, ceilings, trims, drapery, it's amazing what dark can be perceived as everyone thinks it's going to close in the room. It actually opens up the room when it's all proportioned right. The Pantone color of the year is back to the classic blue, as you can see. The Benjamin Moore color of the year is the light, first light, which is so pretty. And so basically the Sherwin-Williams naval, my favorite. As you can see, we're going right back to pinks and blues. We can never go wrong with selecting our little boys and girls rooms, and then you can go deeper tones and make it more dramatic for other parts of your home, like libraries, study rooms, gyms, and we'll get into that as well. Simple ways to update a room utilizing today's trends. So most people that have been locked in are going, what am I going to do and how am I going to get a new look? You're finding what you like and what you don't like about your homes. First and foremost, I cannot emphasize enough, you need to have a floor plan and a design plan. Once you take your room and you have a floor plan, you're not going to drive yourself crazy by going back and forth of what do I do? Everything's in place, you shop for the pieces, and the most important part of this is the scale of the pieces. Unfortunately, most people don't have a trained eye for this, and they do depend on us as professionals to come in and rearrange everything and make sure that the scale is correct. And what I mean by that is that you can have a sofa and two chairs that flank it, and then all of a sudden you go, something's not right, because the two chairs look like they're dollhouse furniture next to this monstrosity of a sofa. And the balance is completely off, and you go, what did I do wrong? Everything is off balance. So that is what we consider putting it in the plan and having it on scale. I'm sure everyone has existing furniture that they can reupholster or refinish that existing piece. Put on that mohair, change that ottoman into leather, accessorize it with some brass nail heads. That will give you a complete new look and bring your room back up to date. And it will give you a refreshing new look just by reupholstering. Take that old chair that's kind of crappy and wood, lacquer it in black and put on a vibrant color of a beautiful velvet mohair, anything that, or floral stripes, anything that gives you that accent piece that everybody wants to see when they walk into a room. Replace outdated light fixtures. Can't emphasize that lighting is the most important element in the room. It will set the tone, the mood, and give you the appropriate accent lighting that is going to feature all the right pieces. So you should have down lighting, up lighting, table lighting, sconce lighting, and everything always needs to be on a dimmer. Those are easy replacements that you can do to change a full look of a room. Paint and wall covering. Again, I'm not going to elaborate a lot. It's the cheapest thing out there. You can pick a beautiful color or wall covering and it changes the entire space. Changing window treatments. Window treatments used to be really heavy and glamorous. Now they're just a little bit of a picture frame to the window, so it completes the room. It won't overpower. We want the outside to come inside, especially on the lockdown that we are, and use that as another piece of artwork. The outside is a piece of artwork that people forget to bring in. Don't close your windows. Open it up. Breathe in that beautiful fresh air out there and just do simple, clean window treatments. Adding new accessories, just like I had mentioned earlier. First and foremost, shop your house. There's a million things that you can pick up. You can go from home goods all the way up to super high-end vendors that we deal with that could go, into different things. I'm sure there's heirlooms in your families that you want also accessorize. Bring them out, put them into the bookcases, put them on your end tables. Swiping out old hardware, easy. Change your cabinets, if they're satin nickel, bring them into a polished nickel or bring it into a brass. Your doors, entry doors, closet doors, interior doors, change your hardware. It's super, super easy. And it gives you it's the jewelry of both the cabinets and the doors, like changing a necklace. Replacing floor tile and granite. This is definitely an investment. It is not easy, but it is definitely worth it. People are now going in, there's so many levels of flooring that you can go from hardwood to laminate to prefabricated. Tiles come in natural tiles, limestones, porcelains, and granite is still granite. As you'll know, people always go, oh, I'm so afraid of putting granite on my floors. Every commercial high rise in any big city, you're walking on granite in all those spaces. So never fear. Yes, you should be cautious, but it's always a great look. Bigger the better. You can always big. And the tiles that I'm doing today are 2 by 4 feet. They're not the little 18 or 12 by 12s. Adding an area rug. People, I'm going to say it once, do not go small on your area rugs. It will shrink your room. The bigger, the better. And if you can't afford a custom area rug, the secret is go buy a wall-to-wall, have them cut it to the size of your room and incorporate it in, and it should be the bigger, the better. I can't emphasize that. I walk into rooms and they've got these tiny little rugs, and it makes me crazy because it just shrinks it all in. And then always changing bedding and towels. People don't want to go into their bedrooms not feeling comfortable. I feel it's super, super important that you get into some beautiful new beddings. There's so many websites that you can go on and change all that out, even from Bed Bath & Beyond and towels. It's an easy, easy fix. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so these are, I'm going to give you some pictures. So the most popular spaces to upgrade today is mostly in demand. My favorite saying of the day is males want more space and the females want new kitchens. Can't tell you how many people have given me heads up. I got a few phone calls even when we presented this saying, can you come redo my kitchen? We've been cooking. So you can see the picture to the left, simple, super dark floors. I bet at one point those floors were probably a medium level oak. They stained them super dark. White kitchen, beautiful accents. Kitchen to the right, there's the pop of color. A little pale blue on the island. Brass accents everywhere, including bringing in a navy blue, classic blue is what you want to call it, bar stool. Beautiful, very, very elegant.
I have a question.
Yep.
That was text to me. So somebody wants to know about mixing metals in the kitchen. So if they change,
I love it. I do it all the time.
Okay. So how do you properly mix a metal? Can you go over that for everybody?
All right, so most people are afraid to do that. Faucets, 90% of really effective faucets are going to come in the silver tones, being satin silver, polished nickel. The other way of incorporating, you can leave those. The hardware on your stove, you're probably going to leave that. So I would accent with pendants, cabinet hardware, and bar stools. That's a super easy way of incorporating it in, and I do it all the time.
Nikki, I had the same question. So basically, do you need knobs and the light fixtures to match? You're saying they don't need to match?
Not necessarily. You don't need to have a match. I'm open because if your faucet is still silver and your lights are still silver, you can still have stools and your cabinet hardware match.
Okay.
It's all, because I've even done polished brass with satin brass and polished nickel faucets, and it works out great. And I've even done it with, a painted finish, other finishes. So I'm all about that. They're all precious metals and they all go together.
Okay, great.
Don't be afraid, go for it. that it?
Yeah.
Okay, to the left is that little luscious green, which I'm in love with. It's so soothing, it's country, it's shabby chic. With the white Carrara marble, it pops with a beautiful natural wood floor. And again, brass accents. It's super, super, I can't emphasize how great and exciting I am because brass is, of course, Gold Coast Interiors. You don't think I love gold. So the kitchen to the right, love the floor. The pattern is so incredible. It's a herringbone pattern. It gives so much character and I believe it's all wood toned and it's all in the installation. Love the pop of color on the island. Although the cabinets are white, choose to do them in wood. You can do them in a light gray. And I'm going to get that question. I know I'm going to get it soon. Is gray in or is gray out? So I'll let somebody ask that before I go into it.
Somebody wants to know if dark cabinets are still in.
Very in. I'm actually doing a kitchen as we speak. It's being installed as we speak. Everything is in wood finish, all in dark. Nothing is light, nothing is white, nothing is painted.
Like
the
espresso.
So the perimeter is like a medium charcoal and medium gray, I would say, but it's a maple stained. And then the refrigerator wall is two huge big refrigerators, and it's a separate wall. And we did it charcoal, literally almost looks black, and a charcoal maple, and the island to match with quartzite white countertops. Yeah,
sounds
spectacular.
amazing.
Yeah. So
We'll do that
this summer. Pardon me?
We'll do that to my house next. Okay, thanks.
Absolutely. We love it. Okay. Home offices. This is the newest, biggest trend now that people have been working in their homes for the last 2 months. Convert a room, change a room out. Look at the spaces that you have. That spare room, the bedroom, dining rooms. People aren't using their dining rooms like they used to use them. Convert it into a library, put some French doors on the closing of it, and you have a whole new room. People need their privacy when they're working, and open spaces are not feasible to telecommunicating on all these new websites that everybody is communicating with their coworkers. So enclosed spaces is definitely the way to go. Here are some great inspirations that you can look at that are dark, that look very, very comforting, and they're not closed in because of the daylight coming in, and the lighting is also key. Moving on to the next, did a little thing, a little bit more natural looking on the left with a painted wall cabinet, piece of artwork, and a natural piece of wood desk, a beautiful accent rug, and that gives you a whole new look. The one to the right is a little bit more industrial. Could be for your students, for your kids that are now being homeschooled. They need a space other than their bedrooms. They feel that they don't want to be in their bedrooms confined all day. They want another space. So this is a good way of making it nice and airy. It's kind of organic, and it doesn't make them feel like they're in mommy and daddy's office. Okay. And then there's for the women who want to feel glamorous working at home. They don't want to be in their pajamas all day. This is one that you can get dressed up, put your lipstick on, and go to work and feel like a glamorous girl. So I love that this is all just super, super glam. And I feel that it's a writing desk versus a executive desk. So people don't feel that they could just take their laptop and go when they're entertaining. It's just another room in their home. Okay, home gyms. Everybody wants to work out and not go outside when it was freezing. So people are converting rooms that don't need to look like gyms. You can see to the left that may have been a different room at one point with all the applied moldings. They put black and white artwork up. We framed a piece of mirror, put the weights in, did a great carpeting that's absorbent for the workout weights, and you have a workout room. The next one is definitely a little bit more universal, that you've got all your equipment, got your window, your TV, and it works perfectly in the environment of changing a bedroom into a workroom. Oops, sorry. The next picture, lower left, definitely is something that people are turning their lower levels. I never want to call them a basement. Their lower level space into a workout room, confine it. It's a perfect area. Just find a little area and put it in. And if you don't have any of the above, convert your garage. People want to maybe lift up the garage, have a workout, and use half of it for their car storage. It's always a great alternative. Okay, so now how do we get started gathering your ideas? So I'm gonna stop and see if anyone has any questions. I'm gonna just go through this really, really quick. And if nobody has any questions, I can keep going.
Yep, keep going. No questions as of
Okay. So first things you need to do is gather your ideas. Browse the magazines. I've listed all these magazines here. Take it out, do an inspiration book, put them in categories. So when you do hire a designer or you do go shopping, you know exactly what you're looking for. Searching for interior design ideas on social media, there's plenty of them out there. When I started this many moons ago, we had none of these. So Instagram, House, Pinterest are basically online portfolios for designers all over the globe. So you could find that, you could look at all of that and put your pages together, which will help you focus on your needs. Before your meeting, doing a meeting with a designer, take a good look at the designer's website and social media profiles. Designers will post and publish their best work. You'll be able to get good sense of their style prior to meeting with them in person. And if you're looking for those onesies, the various websites that are the go-to at today are Wayfair, Pure Gold, Hoardchild, Z Gallery, and RH, which is Restoration Hardware. These are great inspirations, you know, which if you feel that you just want to accessorize a little room, they're the go-tos. They're super, super great. And if you want to take it to the next level is when you start looking into hiring a designer. And what does it take to look at what the best questions in hiring a designer? I'm just listed some bullet points here. Everyone's going to have their own. You need to describe your design. What design services do we offer? How much do we charge? Can we work within your budget? How will you? These are all the questions as you keep going down that are super important, that make you feel comfortable. I've had jobs that are as small as kitchen window treatments to huge, huge, huge jobs that I could only dream of. So please don't feel ashamed. If you feel you want to hire a designer, have that comfort zone. It will give you a whole different level of confidence, and we will try to work within your budget, in your means, in your time schedule. We always have sources. I have a design team all behind me. I'm mostly a project manager. I take on very large jobs that I become project manager of 5, 6, 7 subcontractors, painters, electricians, plumbers, carpeting, woodworkers. So we come to you with a complete design so we can do good, better, best depending on all of your budgets. And we can take you to sources that are not available to the public. You'd be surprised on what you can get for your, your budget. And then as your interior designer, we will help you find and enhance your style. I'm not going to get into all of these details. You can look at this presentation. I think, Stephanie, you're going to keep this on, if I'm not mistaken. And then we solve your problems. People think we cost you money. We actually save you money and we save you time. We've had the sources. We go straight to them. It saves you so much of heartache and stress. We make sure the job gets done. We can't emphasize people start projects and they never finish them. So we're the ones that we're going to get it through from the beginning to the end and give your access and give you access to resources that are not available to you. You know, being in the trade, and I've been doing this for over 35 years. Ugh, I hate saying that, but my experience, I was a buyer for many, many years. So I have access to trade-only vendors that are amazing, and we do give those to you, you know, in that fit your budget. So everything that we do, we collaborate with you in your time frame, and it works out to your best because you cannot find these resources. And I think that's the end of my presentation. So I am going to give it back to Stephanie and see if she has any questions, and I'm sure we can go from there.
Okay, great. So wanted to reiterate about our, you know, all these amazing tips and tricks that Nikki just told you, and talking about the 2020 design trends. I think that, you know, everybody's been asking those questions to us as realtors, because when people are buying new homes that need work, when people are going to sell their homes and have yellowy oak cabinets, well, what can we do? And we're telling them, paint them blue. And it's something really, really easy, and add gold hardware. We just had a client do that, completely changed the entire look of her house, sold in one day. So, you know, keeping on top of these trends. And I think right now it kind of went from dark to white. And I think I, even as a realtor, was lost. I didn't know that dusty green was popular right now. So I think, you know, all this information that Nikki has given, Nikki, if you can go back to the one slide that you had about the 2020 design trends. As you know, everybody on this call, everybody watching this on Facebook Live has a chance to win a $500 Visa gift card, 2 hours of Nikki's precious, amazing, talented time to help you design a room in your house. Obviously not the one you submit for the contest, but I think, right, people can do it doesn't have to be a room per se. It could be an accent wall. It could be any of the tips that she's given today. Take those and utilize them. Take a before and an after picture, post it on Facebook, tag the Andre group, and you can tag Gold Coast Interiors by May 29th, and Nikki will pick the winner. And then you'll get to work with her on another project in your house for a couple of hours, plus a $500 gift card. Plus you get access to those trade discounts that she was talking about with vendors and merchants, and the general public does not have access to. So it's an amazing giveaway that we're doing, because we want to take a little bit of your quarantine time and help inspire you. I hope Nikki inspired you today. And so, you know, it'll give you something fun to do that you'll be really happy with looking at every day while we're here at home, right? So new design trends 2020. So let's review them. Vintage accents, navy blue and dusty green are big colors. You want to go through them, Nikki, for us again, so people can remember if they just
floral wallpaper, high contrast decor, throw in that dark color, those dark walls, that dark island. Non-white kitchens. Let's paint those cabinets. Don't be afraid. Add some character, add some depth. People are visual. They want to walk in and see that pop of color on your cabinets. Excuse me. Patina accents. Those are just primary little accent pieces that you can throw in that really give. Like, go get a bronze tree. It could be gorgeous. Bring in live plants. If you don't have a green thumb, okay, I'll give you a pass. Go ahead and get some faux greenery, but bring in greenery. Throw in that olive tree, that fig tree in your family room, or pop a color with a beautiful areca palm. It always is a great, great accent, and it falls into our dusty green colors. Artwork. Bring in artwork. I can't emphasize, even do a gallery, a wall of your family, a gallery wall of family portraits of different generations. People want conversation pieces of art that you've picked up traveling, or any type of, art that represents your personalities. curvy sofas, reupholster them, do whatever you can to make it cozy, fun, and sexy. I know all those together doesn't make sense to you, but we make that happen for you all the time. You know, people go, how do you make my sofa look so sexy? Watch me. You know, you put in some, you add in some mohair, put some great pillows, and throw in a sexy lacquered leg to it. And it's like, oh, my sofa has, you know, high heels on today. Brass accents everywhere. I'm telling you, they're the hottest new things. Mix it with all the metals. Don't worry if your bathroom shower has polished or chrome. It doesn't matter. Throw in those two beautiful sconces or a light fixture or change your faucet. It's a way to bring in accent. Most people don't look in your shower. They just want to see your vanity. Throw in that floral wallpaper with it and you have a whole new look. It's super, super, you know, impressive when you put it all together and blend all of these trends and make a statement tile. Change your backsplash. Change it to something with more abstract color instead of the mosaic that you found at your local tile store. Do something a little bit more exciting and have personality. Don't forget, everyone sees the most visual is eye level. So if you don't feel confident enough to change a floor, change a wall in one of your bathrooms, change the main wall, tile the whole thing, floor to ceiling, wall to wall. You know, mirrors, you know, didn't touch that because everyone's like, oh, mirrors are so, you know, 1980s. But if it's done properly, antique mirror with beautiful grommets, it's a great, great look. So combining all these new looks, you're going to be shocked on how it can change your whole environment.
That's amazing. Question, you were going to talk about grays. What is with grays? Everybody loves gray. What do we do with grays now?
I think what's happening with gray is, I think it's, instead of being the go-to color, I think gray will never go out. It's going to be definitely more of an accent color. It's going to be with the darker tones that we're going into. I think you can use gray as an accent and not your main color. So if you still want to keep your white cabinets, you can accent with gray stools or maybe a gray wall and keep your white cabinets. I have clients that are doing gray cabinets at this point and they love them. And I think it could be super with like espresso, dark, super, super dark, almost black, but it's not. It's a beautiful stained wood that we're doing it in. And it's going to be gorgeous. Don't know if she's watching right now, but it's going to be phenomenal. So I think that gray is going to not fade out completely. It's going to stay around and it's still a neutral color. It's just going to be more of an accent color than your go-to color.
Perfect. All right. So just want to say, you know, we're going to ask any questions that you can. I know Facebook Live is on a little bit of a delay. So questions after I say this might come through in 2 minutes because we're on a little bit of a delay on Facebook Live. So I just wanted to thank Nikki so much. And we might have some questions for you here in a few minutes. So hang tight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stop the share.
Yes, you can. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we go.
So we're going to have, while we wait for any questions for Nikki, we'll have you coming back on in a second. I just wanted to give a quick real estate update for the last couple of weeks or from the last time we spoke last Thursday. We've seen things definitely pick up with kind of a plan to lift stay at home. I've seen, our team specifically has seen, and the market has seen more people confident in going out and taking a look at houses. I've had more people want to actually go see houses than just do the virtual showings, but we're still doing that to make people comfortable. We've put several homes under contract since we last spoke last Thursday. So the market is moving. I think it's only going to get better. There are homes out there that you can buy and completely redesign yourselves. So Nikki comes in there, you can hire her and get her expertise on doing that. If you're looking to sell your home, it's a great time to do it. We have no inventory. We have buyers who cannot find homes. I know everybody's been waiting, but we're selling more and more stuff off market because we're having to go out and scour houses, or people are coming to us searching for clients, and we're selling these before they even hit the market for top dollar. So if you're thinking about selling, take some of Nikki's design tips or give her a call. Give us a call. We can help you get your house ready. You'd be shocked at how everyone's so overwhelmed by a remodel or by updating. And if you know, with our access to contractors, with our access to designers, our access to where to get stuff, you'd be surprised at the cost of it and how much return you'll get on your investment, because you're spending a little bit to get so much more. So little plug, call us about that, but market is picking up. And with that, we're gonna pass it on to Patty Daltos of Guaranteed Rate to give our weekly mortgage update.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me back, Stephanie. I appreciate it. Nikki, thanks so much for that amazing presentation. I can personally attest to Nikki's design caliber. She's literally designed 5 of my homes. She does an amazing job. She has a complete understanding of what it is that the client wants. She has a vision. I literally trust her. She shows me 3 samples. I have her make the decisions because at this point she knows what I like, what I want, and she has the execution. You know, we see it all on television, we see it in magazines, and it all looks so beautiful. And I start looking at pieces and I say, oh, I want this, or I want this. And then I realize I have no idea what I'm doing. And I am not going to make these huge costly mistakes, so I reach out to my design professional. So thanks, Nikki, for that amazing presentation. So how are you going to pay for all of these renovations or new furniture?
That's what we all want to know.
Yes, and that's what I'm here for. I can help. A lot of news this week in the lending world. Home equity lenders are slowly suspending home equity lines of credit as of this week. And lending is becoming a little more challenging in certain aspects. And we are seeing a temporary suspension of a lot of the home equity lenders just because of the uncertainty of the job market, the uncertainty of the labor force. We have over 30 million people unemployed at this point in time today. And the uncertainty of the economy for the next 6 to 8 months is a little uncertain on their end. So we are seeing suspension of home equity lines of credit. So if you have a line of credit that you have not tapped into and you feel that you want to have these funds available to you, I highly, highly, highly suggest you draw on your line so it does not get shut down on you or closed. That is a very, very strong possibility that will be happening if it hasn't already happened. If you are interested in doing renovations for your home and don't have a line of credit already established, really the only option that you have would be to do a cash out refinance. And those rates are still low and we're still doing those. So if you want to do a conforming loan limit up to $510,400, which would be a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac loan, they are still doing cash out refis all day long. As long as your credit is acceptable and your loan to value is there. In other words, you have enough equity in your home. So we will do a thorough analysis. We'll let you know how much we can give you. We'll work within the parameters of what your estimated value is of your property. And the rates are still really low in that regard. So that is definitely an option. Again, if you don't have a home equity line and you want a freestanding one, it is going to be very difficult to attain one in the next 60, 90 to 180 days, we would imagine. We have no idea when some of these will come back. At some point they will, but at this point in time, they are suspended, most of them. So that's where we are in the HELOC world. Jumbo financing is, still there. Rates aren't as aggressive, but we are still offering the jumbo loans. The reserve requirements are definitely important, and every lender is verifying that all applicants prior to closing have to sign a form called an attestation to pay. That means that they can repay their loan upon closing and thereafter. And they do have to furnish a pay stub to show that they are still actively employed and that they have not had a reduction in salary. So overall, we are still lending. We're closing tons and tons of loans. I'm amazed at the amount of purchase contracts I have gotten this week. I'm blown away at the amount of activity, even under COVID, even under lockdown. People are out there. People are aggressively looking for properties, multiple offer situations. I have clients losing out properties with escalation clauses in their contracts, and it's astounding to me. So like Stephanie said, if you're thinking of selling, now is the time because inventory is low. If you're thinking of buying, please consult your mortgage professional, get all your ducks in a row, make sure your paperwork is updated, make sure your pre-approval is solid. We can basically do a full pre-approval on you, run you through Fannie Mae underwriting or Freddie Mac underwriting. So you have a really strong pre-approval letter going in. We can work with you regarding down payment programs. We're still offering 5% down. I just locked in someone at 3.25% on 5% down. So the rates, she had excellent credit. So it's all out there. So again, talk to your mortgage professional. We're here, we're willing to help. We want to talk to you about everything that's going on. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to help you either secure new financing or talk about the financing that you have and see if we can help you better your position. And like Nikki said, and Stephanie said, we've been in our homes now for 2 months. Simple changes lead into bigger changes. So, you might want to start a small bathroom renovation and then you're going to say, gosh, my bathroom looks so beautiful, but now I want to do my kitchen. Well, if you're going to tackle these projects, why don't you just put it all together comprehensively, get your budget in order, see what it's going to cost, be one and done, and then you can just move on and don't have to worry about it again. And now is the time to be doing these things because like we said, lockdown's going to be over pretty soon. If you can line up your contractors, line up your design professionals, get them all in order, get ready to have them start the jobs when the lockdowns are lifted, your materials are ordered, and you work with a design professional, you can wrap it all up together and we can have a loan done for you in less than 45 days. So we're all here to help.
Awesome. Thanks, Patty. Anything on the rehab loans, rehab financing? Has that gone away with everything with COVID?
No, it hasn't. So literally, I just quoted out the other day a Fannie Mae renovation home loan client looking to buy a rehab project in Northfield, and we can do it for her. And we had great financing terms. She was thrilled with the terms that were given to her. So we think we're going to be moving forward with this Fannie Mae renovation loan, and she can use her own contractor. It's a fantastic tool to use Fannie Mae's money. And of course the budget needs to be approved and we take a look at it. It's basically like a construction loan without doing a full tear down. So we'll look at all of that. We put it all together. And it is a slightly higher interest rate than a standard Fannie Mae conforming loan, but you take care of the renovations, you're in the loan 6 to 8 months, and then you come back to us, and if the rate is still good, we can refinance you into a lower rate with the end appraised value. So it's a phenomenal program if you can qualify and meet all the guidelines.
And you can do that with purchase and rehab money with as little as 5% down, correct?
No, not 5% down. No, you're going to need 25% down for a Fannie Mae renovation loan.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yes.
anyone has any questions for Patty, let us know, or you can reach out to her. Patty, you want to give everyone your phone number in case they want to call you?
Sure. Sure. I can be reached at, call me, 312-420-6434. And I'm always available. So please give me a call. Always happy to help, at least walk you through the loan scenario. And I'll give you an honest assessment of the situation. I think a lot of lenders aren't honest with clients. First and foremost, you got to nail down what the client wants and needs. If I'm not the best fit for you, I'm going to let you know. And most likely I can refer you to someone who can be a good fit for you. But we're pretty adept to helping 99.9% of our clients.
Awesome.
And can I add something, Stephanie? Patty, just to add why it's so important to have a solid pre-approval from our lender, from your lender, when placing offers. You need to have that solid pre-approval, especially in multiple offer situations. So
100%.
Yes, and even if you haven't found that perfect home yet, it's really important to have that in hand in case you do. So
correct. In this day and age, with so many deals falling apart, what sets you apart in a multiple offer situation? Your pre-approval. I'm not going to lie, Guaranteed Rate has a really great reputation out there amongst a lot of the real estate agents. And when they see a Guaranteed Rate pre-approval letter, especially at a level 2 pre-approval letter, which means they've been underwritten through Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac desktop underwriting, that means we've already done the due diligence. We've seen the income documents. We've already seen W-2s, income pay stubs, and assets, and we've run it through the system. So without doing a full underwrite, we know that they've already gotten a preliminary approval. And that will also let us know if perhaps we can get a Fannie Mae appraisal waiver, which is awesome because that means sometimes we can go in without needing an appraisal for the property. So that really helps in the negotiations. So we're here to help. Anything that can help our clients be a little different. It's like going in for a job application. How is your resume going to stand out? Generally, our pre-approvals are pretty strong and they usually stand out. So we try and put all those details on our pre-approval letters. And I will always try and follow up with the listing agent and say, hi, my name's Patty. I've pre-approved our clients. They're very, very strong, qualified candidates, and we're ready to close. And we usually, I'm usually underwritten in CTC within 5 days of submission. Your team knows that. You can speak that all day long. You've seen what we can do.
Yes, several times we've been clear to close before we're even through attorney review.
Right.
That is
amazing.
Right,
amazing.
So now we know how to find the money to do the amazing things that Nikki talked about. So there's sort of a HELOC potential. There's refinancing, like you said, and
no HELOC potential. Let's be clear, no HELOCs.
No HELOCs anymore, but maybe in the future when things look
for sure in the future, for sure. And if you have your HELOC, please check with your HELOC lender to see if that's still open and available. And if you think you need it, whether you've got kids going to college in the fall, pull that money out now and just keep it in your bank account and pay your interest only payments on it, because most likely they will either stop the line or decrease the line. And that's my thought for the day. It's super important that you do that.
All right. So use your HELOCs if you have them before they're completely gone. There's rehab financing. So we know where to find the money for all the work that Nikki's going to help you do, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And
yes.
We do have another question. Thank you, Patty. We have another question for Nikki. So if you already have gray accents, what would you do with white cabinets and walls?
Hold on. I need to make you louder. I can't hear you.
Oh.
I don't know how to do that.
Can you hear me now? Good. Can you hear me now?
All right, go ahead, Stephanie.
Okay, so we have a question from Micah, who's out here in Palatine. If you already have gray accents, what would you do with the white cabinets and walls? Go dark?
Absolutely. So they're a contrast. That's the new trend. Make them dark so they pop out. You could do the navel, the new color that's out there from, was it Sherwin-Williams, I believe. do a dark contrast because they're minimal walls usually in a kitchen, which will make the white cabinets, make them look fresh and change the hardware. It'll give you a whole new look.
Thanks. So, all right. So just want to see if we have any other questions here. Micah says thanks. And if there are no other questions for Patty or Nikki, if you were on the Facebook Live today or the Zoom and you want Nikki's presentation, private message me or email Nikki, or if you have her information, or you can email me at sandre@properties.com. We'll get you that presentation over. We can get you in contact with Nikki. We can get you in contact with Patty. We can get you in contact with one of our team members, and would love to help you and either staying in your home and loving it through Nikki, moving on and finding a new home that you love even more through us. Patty will do the financing. So we've got a great team here, great network. And I want to thank Nikki so much for taking your time and coming on today.
Thank you. It was a great honor. I love you, all you girls, and look forward to meeting new clients if they have any questions. And I'm super excited about the contest.
Yes.
So everybody, go for it. Don't be ashamed. I get this all the time. Just whatever it is, if it's a council table with the mirror, like the question was, show me the before and after. Let's go for it. It doesn't have to be an entire room. It could just be a small little section, a chair or a little space in your family room. Just get motivated and do it. And we're going to have fun with this.
So don't forget to take your before and after pictures.
That's the point.
Those wedding gifts that you haven't touched since you got married go in your storage. These are opening boxes. I'm sure you have beautiful things in there that you can find. Yeah, any other tips or anything from anyone? No? All right. Well, thank you again for joining us for another Andre Group quarantine series. Thank you, Patty, for your weekly mortgage update. Next week, we have another special guest who's going to be on here talking about public relations in the time of quarantine to help your businesses and small businesses and all that. So it'll be fantastic. And we look forward to seeing you next week. We'll post the information about our next series. Thanks, Nikki. Thanks, Patty.
Thank you.
Helen and Twin and Cheryl and myself and Joanne, we would want to say thank you and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Nikki and Patty.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.